If you're thinking about hiring a new marketing agency, today I'm going to show you the top 5 things that you need to consider as a business owner before you hire anyone. What's going on, everybody? It is Spencer here. If you're new to the channel, I actually run a marketing agency myself by the name of Easy A Media, where we help multiple 6- and 7-figure Shopify brands scale their sales profitably. Now, in today's video, I'm essentially addressing the elephant in the room, pulling back the curtains on what kind of questions you should be asking the potential marketing agency that you're looking to hire, and some things that you need to look out for so that you don't get burned. So before I jump into the top 5 things that you need to consider before hiring an agency, the first thing you need to do is look internal and actually figure out, where is my business at? And by asking yourself that question, you can figure out whether or not you have more time or more money. For the clients that we speak to that don't really have the funding or the profit coming in every single month to pay us a minimum fee, we just remind them that they have time to learn some of these skills themselves. So if you're in a position where you're only doing a couple $1,000s per month and you don't have the luxury of funding to pay for an agency to help you, best thing that you can do is just start learning some of this stuff yourself, which is exactly why I make the videos that I do and why there are some other great creators out there as well, giving you information for free. But if you are in a position where you do have the funding and you do have the profit coming in to hire an external team, there are a ton of benefits in doing so. So assuming you are one of those businesses and you do have a few $1,000s a month that you can afford to put into a third-party team to help, here are the top 5 things that you need to be considering. So starting with number 5, the first thing that you need to consider is, does the founder or the salesperson that you're talking to actually understand the service? If you're in a position where you're on a discovery call or on a sales call and someone is just giving you bland, evergreen information that you can find anywhere, I'm going to tell you right now, their entire incentive is to get your money. Whereas if you're chatting with the founder of an agency or a salesperson or a representative that actually understands the service, that's how you know they actually think they can get you results. Because the truth is if you're talking to a sales guy that doesn't even understand what the heck he's selling, obviously he's going to tell you everything that you want to hear. So that's why it's so important, whether you're talking to the founder of an agency or a sales representative, so they can actually figure out whether or not you'll be a good fit for their team. Moving on to number 4, you're going to want to consider, how many services does this agency actually offer? If you're working with an agency that offers ads on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Google and Pinterest, and then also does email marketing, and then also does CRO, and then also does SEO, and then also does content creation, and then you ask how big the team is and they say it's 4 to 5 people, just run. It's very, very common for agencies to act like they offer all of these incredible services, but what ends up happening is they can't actually deliver on any of them. Even us as a multi-service agency offering CRO, ads, and content, we've really had to refine our scope with clients to make sure that we can actually deliver incredible results on the things that are most important. If you're working with a do-it-all agency and they don't have departments for each area of that side of the business, that is something that you definitely need to be considering. The third most important thing that you need to consider is, does this agency understand the ROI that they're providing? So many agencies get caught up in how much revenue the business is doing that they don't understand how thin the profit can actually be after it's all said and done. There are so many agencies out there that actually make more than their clients do, and that is something that should not be happening, especially when you're bringing on a team that's supposed to be helping you grow the business. Now, I totally understand that if you're just starting with an agency and maybe you're building up together, that there are going to be times where potentially the agency does make a little bit more cash. But at the end of the day, you're hiring this agency to provide you an ROI. And if they don't understand that ROI, that is definitely a huge red flag. Now, number 2 is going to be something that happens before you bring on the agency, which is, did they take the time to audit your account? This is something that we live by at the agency. And unless we get access to do an audit on our clients' ad accounts, we do not move forward at all. Now, if you're in a position where you've never ran ads before, then that's a different story that I could talk about potentially in another video. If you're considering a marketing agency and they're confident in making you an offer without even checking your ad account to see what you have in place, again, that is a huge red flag, as they're not taking the time to actually understand understand what is going on in the ad account. Oftentimes when you're looking for an agency, either you're stuck and you can't scale further, or you just can't get your ads to work. So if that agency is not doing a deep dive into the ad account to see what is actually wrong, that is a telltale sign that that agency doesn't really care. That would be like a mechanic telling you that you need to rebuild your entire engine before they even look at the car. It doesn't make any sense. So always make sure that the agency that you're considering to work with, especially on ads, is taking the time to audit your account. And now for the number one thing that you need to consider prior to working with any marketing agency is, do they have clients that you can talk to? We see so many brands flexing screenshots, case studies that apparently they did themselves, that they actually pulled from Twitter, to try to convince you that they actually know what they're doing. But the best way to figure out whether or not an agency actually knows what they're doing is by chatting with at least one or two of their clients. This is something that we do for every new client that we have the opportunity to potentially work with, because it actually gives you an idea of what is happening at the agency. Being able to actually chat with someone that is working day to day with the team that you're considering to work with is an absolute must. And what will happen is sometimes if you ask for that and they say, oh, we don't have any clients, or no, we don't do that, that's okay. But then that definitely should be reflected in their price point in regards to how much you're really paying them. Being able to chat one-on-one and get essentially the down low of what's happening at that agency that you're considering to work with is so important. So again, just to recap the top 5 things that you need to be considering. Number 5 is, does the founder or salesperson that you're talking to actually understand what they're selling? Number 4 is, how many services does that agency offer? Do they have one specific service that they specialize in, or do they offer absolutely everything? 3 is, do they understand the actual ROI that they can provide from whatever they're charging you? Number 2 is, did the agency actually take the time to look into your ad account and try to identify the problems before asking you for your money? And number 1 is, do you have the ability to actually talk to clients that they have worked with? If you do those 5 things in the process of hiring a marketing agency, I can almost guarantee that you're going to filter out all of the bad agencies and find the right fit for you. So that's all I've got for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like down below. And if you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing as I upload videos weekly. And if you've stuck around this long and are looking for a marketing agency to help grow your Shopify business, I highly recommend booking a call with our team down below so you can get a custom action plan and put us through the top 5 things that I just mentioned. With all that said, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.